This video is proudly sponsored by Gamersgate. Download games anytime, anywhere. Visit Gamersgate.com.
Welcome to Elder Geeks Elder Speak. Today is Wednesday, May 2nd, 2012. My name is Randy Yasenchak. I'm the owner and editor of ElderGeek.com. In the background today, you're going to be seeing more gameplay footage from Mount and Blade Warband Napoleonic Wars. I'm not sucking out loud today, but I'm not doing awesome either, but hopefully you'll enjoy this batch of gameplay footage. Actually, the footage that I captured today is actually pretty exciting, and there were some fun little battles that I had. I honestly can't say enough nice things about this game, and I'm fully ready and able to kind of dive in and do the video review for this. I mean, first things first, I mean, obviously, by looking at the game, it's clearly not the most graphically appealing game in the world, but the gameplay alone more than makes up for its visual, failings. The multiplayer is ridiculously fun. It's sort of easy to pick up and play, but once you actually get into the groove, you can't help but have a blast while you're playing it. And to be honest with you, the online community that surrounds this game is second to none. I don't think I've ever played an online game where people were either so helpful or they really just loved the game, and it's not like they're there to just bitch and whine and complain the whole time. So I really can't say enough nice things about it. But so if you have a PC and if you have Mount and Blade Warband, I believe this DLC is only $10, and though it's only a multiplayer DLC, I gotta say that after my short time of playing it, I totally recommend buying it. So, but anyway, that's that. I don't want to get into a whole video review. I'll save that for our video review for it. In the news today, gamers everywhere are pretty much in an uproar, as they should be, because EA is at it again. EA now has just pulled the Rock Band iOS app off of the market. Well, they haven't pulled it off of the market yet. I believe it is still purchasable, but after May 31st, they're going to be completely disabling the app. Now, it seems as though that Harmonix is trying to contact EA to find out why the heck they're doing that, but at the moment, it appears that whether or not you've paid for it, and I'm assuming that if you are playing it, that you have paid for it, but EA is disabling it at the end of this month. Everybody is really mad right now, as they should be, because if you paid for something, you should be able to play for it as long as you wish, but the reality is, when you're paying for these kind of apps, you're not buying a physical piece of hardware. You're not buying a physical... You're not buying anything physical, for that matter. You're literally buying a license. So all they're basically doing is canceling the license early on everybody who purchased the game. I don't have Rock Band iOS. I don't know anyone who has Rock Band iOS. And I think more people are kind of upset at the principle of this entire thing, because I think it's a wake-up call for everybody out there who are buying games digitally, whether it be through EA's store or even through stores like Steam, because you don't actually own it, that you own only a license to play it. And yes, that is a reality. And as much as everybody loves Valve and as much as everybody loves Steam, and I love Valve and I love Steam, but to be honest with you, if I can find a game for the same price but in a physical format, I will most likely buy it that way, because let's be honest with you, Valve is the good guy now, but how much longer do you think they're going to be the good guy? There was a point in time when EA was the good guy, but now they are no longer the good guy. I mean, there will be a time when people will be disliking Valve. I'm calling it now. I'm not saying that I dislike Valve now, because like I said, I enjoy Valve. I love the games that they make. I like Steam as an application, to be honest with you. But there will come a time when people are going to find things that they dislike about Steam, and they will find more and more, and it will snowball. So that's kind of a big thing. People are really, really mad about this, and like I said, they should be. But I'm curious as to see how this will unfurl. Most likely, I would bet that Apple will probably give a refund if you screamed loud enough at them. And I would bet that Apple would probably even take something back to EA if this kind of thing were to continue. So, sad news for Rock Band fans. It turns out that Valve is not going to be announcing anything at E3. That's their kind of announcement. Valve announced that they're not going to be announcing anything at E3. And I think I've actually said this once before, but I think that people are just re-seeing this news story, or at least they're revisiting this news story, and I think they're just kind of, I don't know, everybody's kind of sad about that. Everybody always kind of gets spun up in hopes that Half-Life 3 is going to come along, but I mean, come on. No one should assume that Episode 3 is on its way until Valve actually says, hey, Episode 3 is on the way. Nobody should try to even piece together any online puzzle to have it spell out Valve or have it spell out Episode 3 or any of that other kind of crap. You know, I don't think anyone should expect Episode 3 to come out until Valve flat out just sends a standard old press release that says Episode 3 is on the way. So that's that. It turns out that there is going to be another Leisure Suit Larry game. And the Kickstarter for the Leisure Suit Larry Come Again it was a success. They asked for $500,000. They raised $655,000. And so it seems as though that Leisure Suit Larry will be seeing the light of day once again. This is another successful Kickstarter campaign. This one actually looks like it might be kind of promising. I mean, clearly the Leisure Suit Larry series was it's a long-running series. I mean, I can't remember there not being a Leisure Suit Larry series, to be honest with you. But so there will be another Leisure Suit Larry series, thanks to the Kickstarter campaign. Really, nothing else to kind of report on that. It'll be interesting to see how long their development time for this is, and it'll be interesting to see if they kick forward some screenshots or anything like that within the next, I don't know, couple of weeks. But I'll throw up a Kickstarter link for that as well, so you guys can go and check that out and find out more information about Leisure Suit Larry, which I believe they're just calling Leisure Suit Larry Come Again, which pretty funny title. But final little bit of news today, and this one actually is the one that has me salivating the most. Total War, or I should at least say the Creative Assembly, kind of came forward today, and they are releasing what they're calling TED, capital T, capital E, lowercase d, which just kind of stands for the editor. They've released TED so that people can create their own maps for Shogun 2 and Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai, which is really nice. There's a lot of maps that I wish they kind of had, but they didn't really do in Shogun 2 or Fall of the Samurai. They didn't really have many urban maps, but they definitely had some maps that had a few houses and everything like that. So I'd be interested to see like what people can put together, because they can raise and lower the landscape. They can put in whatever they want. So that will be nice. And apparently they're going to try to make it as easy as possible for people to share the maps that are created amongst one another, so that like if you actually played with somebody else on a map that you created on your own, I believe that it's just kind of instantly downloaded to the other person. Like you instantly upload it and they instantly download it from your machine to theirs, which is really, really cool. And as a huge Shogun 2 fan, this is big news for me. Now, a lot of people were actually kind of mad with the Creative Assembly up until now, saying that Shogun 2 that there was malicious intent behind Shogun 2's lack of modability compared to other Total War games. But Creative Assembly basically came forward as soon as that claim came out and said, hey, look, no, that's not the case at all. It's just Shogun 2 is that much more complex than any other Total War game that we've done before. We would love for you guys to mod it, but we just don't have an easy way for you to do that right now. So it seems as though they're taking the steps to make it a more moddable experience. And it's not going to be like a paid DLC where you can download the map editor or anything like that. So it's just going to be there. So it's nice that Creative Assembly is putting these kind of things together for everybody. It will be really cool to see what people put together for this. And heck, if anybody is out there who really enjoys doing map building and everything, I would love to see what you guys can do as far as like an official Elder Geek map. I would love that. I might even try my hand at creating a couple of them, but I don't know. We'll see. It might take a little bit of extra time that I might or might not have. There is also some rumors coming out. I'll call this one the official final news story for today. I don't know how much I actually trust this one. Coming from fronttowardsgamer.com, who I can't say one thing or another about this site. I really can't say I've ever visited them before. However, according to fronttowardsgamer.com, they're saying that they have some Mass Effect 3 DLC Rebellion Pack information. And it turns out that, this is what it basically says. It says, the Rebellion multiplayer expansion opens 2 new fronts against the Reapers. Firebase Jade's Jungle Reservoir and Firebase Goddess on Thessia. In-game reinforcement pack now includes 3 new weapons as well as equipment, customizations, and 6 new classes. Quarian Engineer and Infiltrator, Vorcha Soldier and Sentinel, Phoenix Adept and Phoenix Adept and Vanguard. Included are 2 new maps, Firebase Jade's Jungle Reservoir and Firebase Goddess on Thessia. In-game reinforcements have 3 new weapons along with equipment and consumables. And the biggest surprise, 4 new classes, Vorcha Soldier and Sentinel and Phoenix Adept and Vanguard. So there you have it. I don't know if that one's true or not. I'm just kind of tossing that one up as a big old rumor. It'll be interesting to see if it's true. I mean, the information sounds pretty solid. It's not like this. That seems like a little bit of a stretch of if somebody were to sit down and kind of make that thing up. So, interesting if true. But that should do it for your news today. Thanks very much, everybody, for your comments and questions. Somebody actually threw up a comment of Halo 4 versus the next Call of Duty game as far as a discussion. I don't know, everybody, you guys go ahead and have that discussion. I personally don't. I don't get into the whole console war kind of thing, or even video game war of this, you know, Call of Duty versus Battlefield war, or this Call of Duty versus Halo war kind of thing. I don't get into those, or Mario versus Sonic if it were back in my days as a second grader in the schoolyard. So there you have it, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the news today. Hope that your weeks are all going well. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below, or you can send them to info@elder-geek.com. Also, you can send any emails or any topics that you would like for us to talk about on info@elder-geek.com. Tomorrow, I believe I am going to have a guest on the show, so the episode might run a little bit longer. And let's see. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, and of course hit us up on our main site at www.elder-geek.com and facebook.com/eldergeek.com. All right, everybody. Talk to you all tomorrow.